Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And this is a paid request for Andrew. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for The Confession Killer, Episode 3, which is part of a Netflix little, I think 6 or so episode series about Henry Lee Lucas, but about after the crimes. Again, it's been a very fascinating journey so far about how this guy, when he was arrested, he said he killed this many, 100, then 200, then 600 people, and about how he was just saying yes to each crime, and how, more and more DAs and officials said, wait a minute, this is sounding more and more ridiculous. And if this guy's confessing all these crimes, and then you're closing them, they being the Texas Rangers, then what if he's lying, and then that case is closed, but that murderer is still out there and got away with it because Henry Lee Lucas said yes to this? And again, this is so fascinating that I did not know a lot of these details. I heard the name Henry Lee Lucas and I heard the claims, but I did not know about all this stuff after the fact. So a lot of this is new information to me, and it's just fascinating just how twisted people are for wanting to save their own ass. I mean, it's not surprising because it's not like that's never happened before, but yeah, these Texas Rangers, they thought they had a gold mine. This guy saying yes to all these crimes. And then when people are calling them out, it's like, oh, well, you're just this and you're that and you're this terrible person. You just hate law enforcement. You just hate the Texas Rangers. One of the people that kind of called him out on it was Linda Irwin, and she was a female detective. She didn't believe what Henry was saying. And her other officers made this bogus file, this bogus crime, bogus case, bogus kill, to see if he would admit it. And he did. He said, yeah, I did this and I did that. I went there, and it was a fake file. Now, a good chunk of this episode is about the DA Vic Feazell, from around this time, Waco, Texas. And that was the part that got me the last episode. Episode 2 was at the end. Him and this other cop looked at this computer to look at records of Henry Lee Lucas, and they were denied to look at the criminal records. As in, nobody outside can see the details of what Henry Lee Lucas has confessed. So you could, well, wait a minute, you said you did this crime on this date, but you said you did this crime on this date, but yet they're so far apart and this and that. Like, wait a minute. And as the former DA said, Vic, it was a wake-up call. This reporter came out in 1985 with an article that, okay, is he this massive serial killer, or is it a grand hoax? There's a grand jury. Vic and others got Henry Lee Lucas away from those Texas Rangers, and then lo and behold, he admitted he lied. He's recanting some of the confessions. I do like the way this is edited. You do have talking head interviews, but there's a lot of footage from back in the day, a lot of old TV footage, Good Morning America, a lot of footage from back in the day interspersed in this that really does help elaborate the story it's telling. How some people would say, well, yeah, him taking all these cases and confessing them would make him a friend to some people. But when he was pulled out of there and it wasn't about making friends, then, hey, he would sing a different tune. The former Texas Ranger Bob Prince, I hate this fat fuck. I hate him, I hate him, I hate him. He is a piece of trash. He's a garbage human being. He is insufferable. He is a spit in the face to law enforcement. He's a guy that denied those parents who said, wait a minute, our daughter wasn't killed by this guy. He said this, and this happened, but there's no way. He said he came out of this part of the house, but there's a big cabinet that one person couldn't even move. It was right in its way. He couldn't do that, and it was still there, and it was there before we left. It was there after we came back. Like, what, he pulled it all the way out, snuck and pulled it all the way back in the perfect spot? They didn't care. Bob Prez didn't care, the fat fuck. He's a trash human being. The most believable thing in the world is that there are incompetent people everywhere. There's incompetent people in every work, every job, whether you're actor or director, whether you're working at a grocery store or you're working in law enforcement, there's always going to be incompetent people. And Bob Prince, if you're a Prince, I'm the teen, and I'm telling you to piss off. Okay? I'm Teen Arthur, bitch. Leave. And he did a lot of Vic Feazell talking about what happened back to the day, how he was looking into this, because it looks like these are impossible cases, that there's no way he could have done all of this stuff. And he's talking to one of the head guys with the Texas Ranger and stuff, and the guy tells him, we're not reopening any Henry Lee Lucas case, but we are going to investigate you. And this is crazy. Like, all of a sudden, all these stories come out that this DA got all these bribes and, got all this stuff, and he's a terrible human being, from this series of news programs from, I forget what station it was. There's going to be this grand jury for Henry Lee Lucas and him recanting the stuff, but that got unplugged. Their phone lines were being tapped. Their damn dog was killed. They found their dog dead, and it said from poison. There's a detective, I think it's the same guy who was in the last episode, who saw that the computer, that it was denied. He said he was worried that someone was going to kill Vic, the DA. I mean, it's like a movie. I mean, as dumb as it sounds, it's like a damn movie. But, movies take some inspiration from real life. Truth is stranger than fiction. And this is sadly believable, because for a lot of people in these circumstances, it's not about the truth. It's about saving your own ass and saving your own skin. And for these law enforcement guys, I think these Texas Rangers, what happened was they saw Henry Lee Lucas saying yes. And wow, when it got to like 2030, all of a sudden, they were the heroes. They got the keys to the kingdom. They got the key to the city. Whatever the hell else. They were heroes. They were legends. They were gods in their own mind. But when something is shaky under that system, that just maybe Henry was lying about this, and there's a way to prove it. Well, if that's proven, if he lied about this, what else did he lie about? Did he lie about that? Did he lie about that? How many of these cases could actually be closed? Could you believe any of them? And even, I believe, some of the public was like, what the hell is the Texas Rangers doing? Like, some of the reporters going, do you guys jump the gun, so to speak? It would be a complete embarrassment. It would ruin their careers, their pride, their livelihood. And there are people that will do anything to protect that. Even if it means poisoning a poor old dog. Even if it means threatening someone. Even if it means, we'll screw someone over and we'll get him arrested. He was found not guilty. And Vic Feazell got a civil case. You can't do it against the Texas Rangers and stuff. Something about with the government, some kind of immunity. I forget what it was, how they worded it. But he was able to go after the news program because when you have a civil case, you could get subpoenas. You get subpoenas and look into, well, how did you get this information? Apparently, very quickly, when Vic wanted that grand jury to prove like Henry Lee Lucas was not telling the truth on some of this stuff, which is plainly obvious he wasn't. Almost immediately after that news program, the people there got it contacted by the Texas Rangers saying, listen, there's this, and this, and you do this, and this on your program. And they didn't look into it. They didn't second guess it. They did not. I think it's Channel 8. The TV guy was fed info, and he just regurgitated it without doing any research. And apparently, the case went until 1991, where a $58 million win for libel was won, which got into the Guinness Book of World Records as like the highest win of a libel case. Now, I read, and they didn't really talk about this in the documentary. I don't know if they do in the next episode, but from what I read, that was all, like, he didn't get the 58 million. There's a lot of times that happens. Like, wow, they won this big thing, but then some other stuff happens, and, well, we'll settle it. I don't know if that means, well, you won't get the 58, you'll get this, and then maybe we'll say we're sorry. I don't know. If I understand, that was the win, but then something else happened, and I don't know what those details are because I wanted to read up about that. If you people out there know more about that, let me know. And it was sad with the Vic Feazell guy. He left the DA because he didn't trust in the system anymore. I can't blame him. Divorce. It caused him and his wife to have a divorce. I don't know if he has the best relationship with his kids. It screwed him over. And I think he does like smaller work on stuff. I don't know the details, but that was that just sucks. I mean, granted, I don't know what the other episodes entail. I don't know if this is 5 or 6 episodes. But I felt sorry for Vic Feazell. The good guys don't always win. As of right now, what it says here, like the Texas Rangers got away with it. Fine and dandy. Vic, again, he got divorced. I don't think he got all that 58 million, all the other stuff. And he was just trying to do the right thing. And how, yeah, there's people today that still think I'm a crook because of what they said. Now, of course, you may be going, well, how you know Vic is telling the truth? What I know is that when you look at the information, you look at the facts, no, Henry Lee Lucas did not kill over 600 people. He didn't do all the shit that he said. And how you look at the timeline, it's like, well, there's no way he'd go from here to here to here to here to here across the country within one day. This is not some super sleuth mastermind. He just has some really gullible Texas Rangers that probably saw the signs of fame. And some podunk country, unit they were doing. And then they got in over their head and you got, as far as right here, right now, they got away with it. So that pisses me off. But it is a fascinating story. I gotta say, it is a very fast. Oh, and then the hook at the end is, you also know he's lying. His dead girlfriend he killed, she was alive. Just at the end, it's like, no, I'm not dead, and no, he didn't cut me up into little pieces. Because I'm right here. His dead girlfriend is alive. It is alive. I'll tell you one thing, they do a good job hooking you to keep you intrigued to what the hell will happen next. But yeah, this is such a fascinating case. Fascinating series. Huge thank you to Andrew, not just for the request, but for keeping it up with this. So I really do appreciate that. And yeah, I feel sorry for the DA Vic Vassell, so part of me is like, oh, I like to talk with him, but then I'm like, what the hell am I going to ask him? What happened to that 58 million? How come, I bet they screwed you over on that, huh? How'd that happen? Because I know other people that's happened too, like they win a case, but then they don't get the money. This happened before. There's been other people that won cases, but, well, who was the, I forget who it was. Damn it. It's like the tip of my tongue. It's like there was another case. It was a lady, she won this case, and then years went by and she never got any of the money from it. I'm like, why? But that's above my pay grade. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.